And HerO, again, just one game away from winning the tournament here at Hot Import Nights. DRG has to come back. He has to win this game or it is all over.
And here we go, guys. Map loading in right now, and we are in the game. So down here at the bottom left-hand corner of the map, Tal'Darim Altar, we have our player from Team Liquid, our red Protoss player, just one game away from taking home that $5,000 first prize. It is Liquid HerO. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner from MVP, it is our blue Zerg player trying to make a big comeback here. It's DongRaeGu.
It is do or die for DRG. And this is going to be a rough map for him. The big part about Tal'Darim Altar that you need to worry about as a Zerg player is the fact that your third base is blocked right from the start by destructible rocks. Now, in the current metagame, in Zerg versus Protoss, every Zerg wants to take that third base really, really quick, and that is nearly impossible to do on this map. So HerO, by picking this map, is really going to force DRG out of his comfort zone. But look at this, DRG going for a really, really fast spawning pool.
All right, well, we'll see if it's going to work for him.
7 pool.
Yeah, saving up quite a bit of resources as well. We'll start to see those Zerglings here in just a second. HerO not going to find his opponent until the very last scout. Yeah. DongRaeGu, of course, is going to be sending out units all across the map. He wants to identify the location of his opponent ASAP.
Yeah, so what this means is DRG is going to have 6 Zerglings very, very fast, and HerO may not be ready to defend against something like that. DRG needs to find his opponent. He's actually getting gas here. That may be a bit of extractor trick. Yep, just to get another 2 Zerglings out. And it is going to be a forge first for HerO. Okay, so yeah, I think he wants to just do it to stay safe. Good decision there.
I mean, he's going to have to cancel, or what he's going to have to do is put a pylon inside of his base. He already has one started, as a matter of fact, so good awareness from him. And then he's going to have to drop down a photon cannon inside of his mineral line right here on the edge of that side. He'll have to give up his forge, though, and his pylon.
Yeah, he knows what's coming here. And DRG really risking a lot with this, sending these Zerglings in. This is basically as all in gets, man. I mean, he's making a few more drones now, but if this doesn't do significant damage, he is going to really be hurting. And look at this HerO already with a photon cannon in his mineral line. These Zerglings are not going to be able to do a lot of damage.
Let's see here, though. It looks like the probes are falling back to the mineral line so they can try and get the optimal surround. And they do actually pick off one of those Zerglings. A couple additional Zerglings starting to filter in now. And it looks like, oh, he's just going to try and take out the pylon. That's very, very smart. He does surround one more Zergling, and only one probe has fallen. Take a look. Yeah, that's the only worker that's gone down in this game.
Yeah, HerO just responding absolutely perfectly. DRG, is able to come out and take down this pylon and the forge without issue too much, but HerO defended his mineral line very, very, very well. So economically, he's going to be pretty far ahead. A lot of Protoss players out of this will just say, all right, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and probably just forgate you because I'm not going to be able to take my natural expansion too easily. We'll have to see what he chooses. DRG, though, I feel like he kind of knows this. He's going to need to prepare for some sort of all-in from his opponent. He's already got a gas going down, so we may see some sort of maybe Baneling all-in coming from DRG. Otherwise, Speedling Roach is a possibility. We'll have to see. This game is really out of control right now.
This is pretty ridiculous. Yeah. If we can take a look at the worker count, it's 13 drones to 20 probes at the moment. And we'll see how much HerO wants to stop at, or if he's going to continue production. 2 gateways coming up now for the time being, because he will have a little bit extra resources, so he needs to have something to do with those, and he'll produce a couple of additional gateway units in the meantime.
Well, being on one base right now as a Protoss player, you don't need to really worry too much about getting a lot of probes. You can Chrono Boost out some Zealots. You don't need to worry about Warp Gate research all that quickly because you're just going to be sitting there on one base for a while. So why not make sure you're safe? He can, even if he chooses to, send some Zealots across the base at his opponent too, make him make a few more Zerglings as well. So there's really, there's really a lot HerO can do out of it.
All right, well, we'll see here as this assimilator is under attack. It's going to require a couple of Zealots over there to go ahead and fend those off, but the Zerglings are just trying to remain annoying. They want to pick around, see what damage they can do, and just try and set his opponent back as much as possible. But we do have a lot of Chrono Boost saved up now, I have to say, for HerO, going directly into that Warp Gate research.
Like I said, a lot of Protoss players will try to 4 or 5 gate out of this, and we'll see, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be so tough to see what HerO decides to do. I mean, he's in a situation here where he does not want to lose, obviously. He knows his opponent has taken some hits economically, but it's probably going to all-in him. So what does he do? Does he try to go for the all-in himself? Looks like he wants to try to expand and stay safe. And there we go. There's the Nexus for Liquid Hero. DRG expanding as well. So it looks like we are going to go into a little bit longer of a game here.
And yeah, HerO's still playing at a pretty good advantage, though. I mean, his opponent's base did just finish up, but DongRaeGu still down by 10 workers at the moment, producing nothing but Zerglings, so maybe a big Speedling attack here on 2 bases.
Certainly could be. I mean, HerO, again, he's got, you know, his main base defended, right? But his natural expansion is still a little bit vulnerable. He doesn't have any cannons down there, and the Overlord sees this as well. He doesn't really have a lot of units out. Warp Gate research is not finished yet, so yeah, absolutely DRG can try to get in and do some damage here.
And, okay, it looks like the Sentry and Stalker are going to be enough to defend the first line. Oh, but Warp Gate research is not finished up yet. We do have a couple of Sentries. They're falling back to the Photon Cannon right now. This is going to require some impeccable control out of HerO to hold this.
Oh, nice round by those Zerglings, though, picking off that Stalker. And yet again, DRG is going to deny this natural expansion. That probe taken out as well, killing off the pylon, making sure that he can't use that Warp Gate research that just finished. And yeah, this is absolutely going to get canceled.
Yeah.
Probably. You know what?
There
Yep,
it
it is. I was wondering for a second. It was getting pretty close to done. I was like, wow, HerO, you are brave. But he does cancel it.
And HerO's going to be forced into 4 gates after this. Now Head even going for 5 gates. Yeah, you're right. Head even going for a concerted 4 or 5 gate push, though. He would have had a lot more units at this stage of the game, and this wouldn't have been his delay, but he tried to invest a little bit into an expansion to play a longer macro game out of it. But DongRaeGu took the right risk there, made a round of about, what, 20, 24 Zerglings, something like that, and just outright annihilated his opponent's base.
And that is another forge being made for Liquid HerO as well. Interesting. So HerO, he may still actually want to try to expand out of this. I mean, he does know that his opponent has made a lot of Zerglings, which means the drone count isn't as high as it would normally be, but I feel like this may just be a situation where HerO wants to get like +1 and then attack with that. I mean, DRG knows pretty much everything that's going on. With the amount of sentries out that HerO has, he knows that he needs to be a little bit careful here.
And looks like he is going to be able to trap a few of those Zerglings, but they're just going to run around the side, so that's quite a bit of energy lost there, but if he is able to kill all the Zerglings, it will certainly be worth it.
Yeah, now DRG behind all this, going for Lair, so I mean, we certainly could see Spire play again from him. Getting Mutalisks out on the field would almost certainly end the game right there for DRG, but that's expensive, you know. In order to do that, he's going to need to sacrifice his unit counts elsewhere.
So let's see here now. DongRaeGu is sitting on quite a few workers at the moment. He was able to drone up pretty effectively past this, actually surpassing his opponent for a little while. Good force fields once again for HerO, and he's able to take out most of those Zerglings. But he's sitting on the layered tech. Is he sitting on 4 gas as well? He is, and there's the Spire just started. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, on this map, you can just go for really mass Mutalisk play and try to win just like that. I mean, this game is kind of weird. I mean, it was an all-in opening from DRG. He did enough damage to HerO in that he prevented HerO from expanding at the normal time, forced HerO to make a lot of gateways and stuff that he didn't want. And so kind of now we're coming out of that. Both players are really having to really think on their feet this game, do things that they're not really used to do. And I think DRG definitely making the right choice to go Mutalisk, something that he can harass with, and if he's lucky, maybe even end the game with as well.
What a weird game this has been, though, I have to say. Hallucination Tech just finishing up for HerO as well, so we will be able to get a pretty good scout of his opponent without having to go into Robotech when the time comes, and I imagine we're going to see a Phoenix hallucinated out here in just a second and sent across the map.
Yeah, and there it is. Oh, Void Ray actually being hallucinated, so trying to play a little bit of a trick on DRG maybe, get him to think a little bit that there is a star pour out, but you know what? DRG is going to have the Mutalisks out pretty soon after this fake Void Ray gets there, and when it starts to not do any damage, he's not going to be too phased by it.
Yeah, there's no Evolution Chamber out for him, though, so it's not like you could have slapped down a bunch of Spore Crawlers. And in fact, he's already, you know, making those mutas anyway, so it's not like he's going to be worried about this. A supply block, though, with 2 Overlords on the way, so that's holding back his Mutalisk production just a little bit.
Yeah, we will see. Twilight Council and a robotics facility going down for Liquid HerO as well, so really kind of getting all the tech in the book right now, scouting to see if his opponent has taken a third, which he has not quite yet. It's going to be very soon, and here come 10 Mutalisks right now, right as the Spire gets scouted by Liquid HerO, and DRG is immediately going to go for his opponent's base and try to do some damage.
And HerO already pulling units behind the mineral line there so we can defend against this, and looks like the mutas are going to swing around the side. Looks like those units just got into view of that Overlord that was sitting there, so DongRaeGu knows to move these Stalkers over to the main.
Yeah, the nice thing for HerO is he's already got a cannon in his mineral line at the main base, already have Stalkers in position here, and DRG, you know, because of that earlier problem that he had, because he can't get that third up so quick, can't continuously make a lot of Mutalisks. He's got to kind of stick with what he has right now for the meantime, so HerO's still pretty safe.
All right, well, we'll see what DongRaeGu is going to end up going for. It does finally bust down the rocks, and he's going to start taking his third. So there it is. Oh, I'm sorry, fourth. My apologies. He does have the one over at the 12 o'clock position. So he's going to be on 4 bases very soon with Mutas to keep his opponent pinned on 2, and that's going to allow DongRaeGu to kind of just take the map. We've seen this played out on Tal'Darim Ultra quite a bit, just like this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when Zerg gets the advantage on this map, if they can get into a situation where they can just kind of keep making Mutalisks and never really need to stop, the count just gets so high. You get up to where you see games where the Zerg has like 50 Mutalisks, and at that point, there's not a lot that Protoss can really do to defend against that. The Zerg is just hitting in way too many places at once, so DRG really trying to press that advantage right now.
All right, well, he's going to try and swing it. Oh, there's a few Zerglings up at the front. Just pick off the hallucinated Phoenix there, but nothing substantial, of course. 7 more Mutas, 8 more Mutas on the way now to bring us up to a total of 18 here.
That's right. So, DRG trying to find a place to do damage. He's attacking at the natural right now, but again, you know, HerO does have units there to respond. 7 more Mutalisks on the way, though, and HerO really needing to spend a lot of money on all these cannons to stay safe. Eventually, that's going to kind of start to catch up with him. The amount of minerals that he's spending is going to be units that he can't make. It's going to be bases that he can't take. It's going to be pylons maybe that he needs, and DRG's count is continuing to skyrocket. Look at that, killing the cannons that were just made by HerO.
That's right. So now a few Stalkers are finally in position to go ahead and defend against these. And they do have Blink as well, but Zerglings are swinging around the bottom right-hand corner. The Mutalisks are coming through the main as well, and those Stalkers just moving out of position.
Yep, that's right. DRG moving in again. Only 2 cannons there to defend, and he's going to be able to burn through those really, really quickly.
Yeah, and take a few probes with him as well, so things are looking a little bit dicey for HerO. Of course, DongRaeGu has created an army that's not so great in the frontline engagement, but he doesn't need that. He just needs to take the map, starve his opponent out, and continue picking away.
Yep, that's right. And I mean, if you look at the base configuration on Tal'Darim Ultra, you can bounce between the main, the natural, and the third really, really easily with Mutalisks. That's what makes Protoss players generally afraid to play against Zerg on it. So, honestly, a little bit of a surprising choice from HerO to go on this map. DRG basically just doing what Zergs do, you know, on this map, although it was a very unorthodox opening, too, so that kind of did, I'm sure, throw a wrench into HerO's plan on this map.
Oh, I'm sure. Yep. So let's go ahead and take a look now. How many Mutas are on the field? 25 of them. We're getting precariously high there. I mean, HerO is just kind of running out of options at this stage of the game. He's trying to take a third right now. Does he have a Templar Archives down? I don't believe so.
I don't think so. Not yet. He did get his Twilight Council for Blink, but he did not have the resources really to put that down. And DRG is going to come in here, and oh, that's a lot of Blink Stalkers, but the Nexus gets taken out.
Yeah, not canceled, just outright killed there. That's so really well done. 25 Mutas still remain, not a single one lost in that engagement. A great advantage there for DRG.
Yep, and it looks like HerO is going to just try to move out and win the game here. I mean, he knows it's going to be a really hard time if he does decide to continue to try to expand. So he's going to try, well, actually pulling back here. HerO a little bit indecisive, actually, at this point in the game. He doesn't really know what to do, it seems like.
Yeah, but I mean, he knows the eventuality. If he decides to move out, that's exactly the moment DongRaeGu will swing in with Mutas and basically kill him. And it looks like he's going to go after the the Nexus, and does manage to get it, not taking too many losses. And Mutalisks on the way as well. Finally losing, let's see, that's his second and third go down, but really, 3 Mutalisks for Nexus. He'll take that every day.
Yeah, I mean, and 5 more in the production queue right now, not to mention Baneling Nest, Spine Crawlers for defense, Infestors, and more upgrades for Zerglings too. He's 70 supply ahead right now. I mean, this type of situation, it's oftentimes a very painful, slow death for the Protoss player. They just try to play catch up the entire game, and finally the Zerg just kind of wears them down, and that's exactly what we're seeing in this game right now between DRG and HerO. And I'd say at this point it's a pretty good chance that HerO is going to put himself 1 game away from tying things up.
All right, well, let's see here. DongRaeGu, yeah, but
yeah, that's what I meant. DRG.
It happens.
You know what I mean?
Yes. It's been a long day of casting. Well, let's see here now. HerO has a pretty substantial amount of Blink Stalkers. His third base is just about to finish up, but that's exactly the time when DongRaeGu will try and move in and deny it. Look at this. He's pinning units apart with these with the Mutalisks, but, you know, HerO not overreacting to that. Knew that there was a possibility of a counterattack over at his third. I've got to say, very, very nice split there. Yep,
here we go. DRG coming in again at the natural, killing off a lot of very important units. Those Archons not able to get in position and fire a single shot. And wow, DRG again just whittling away at his opponent.
That was so close to being absolute disaster there for DongRaeGu. I mean, if those Archons had been able to move up another hex or two, their splash damage would have actually taken out about 10 Mutalisks at a time.
Whoa, 30 Banelings on the way now for DRG. He is ready to end that. He knows how many sentries he just killed in that last push.
All right, well, let's see here if he can, try and make a substantial stand here, or HerO, I guess that is. He does have a couple of Archons out. No Templar, of course, hasn't been able to research Storm quite yet, so things are looking a little bit dicey for him. Not a little bit, a lot of it dicey.
I mean, look at DRG right now. He's got 91 drones. His economy is absolutely fantastic, while HerO is really struggling to take a third base. DRG in so much control of this game right now. I mean, if HerO wins this one, it is going to be an absolute miracle.
Yeah, it'll be one of the best comebacks I've ever seen, I have to say. Well, DongRaeGu going to swing in now. The Banelings probably going to go dive straight into the Nexus. No, they're actually going to take out units instead. A couple of force fields pinning those units back, though, and not many Banelings were lost, and another Nexus goes down.
Yep, that's right. So, again, DRG trading really efficiently a Nexus for just a couple of units. He's going to be happy with that, and he also does have Greater Spire on the way. HerO just cannot get any sort of traction going. He's going for it. He is all in now. The Baneling's a little bit out of position, but it does manage to connect to get some sentries.
That's right. All the sentries are gone now, so it's just a couple of Archons and mostly gateway units out now. So DongRaeGu, of course, will need to reproduce his forces. But look at that bank. 4,000 minerals, 1,300 gas.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot right now. HerO, again, deciding to turn around, deciding to be like, all right, I can't win the game with this army. I know that, but I can't expand either. This is just, oh man, Zerg versus Protoss on this map at this point is so painful to watch because you can just see the Protoss player really struggling. They're like, oh, I want to expand, I want to do something, but Zerg just won't let them, man.
Yeah, what can they do? So
that's a lot of changelings as well. Here we go. DRG moving in with absolutely a ton of Banelings right now. Deciding to run until he's ready, and here he goes. Not enough force fields.
Whoa, the Banelings just rolling through everything. The Stalkers all go down. The Mutalisks are going to be able to clean up the rest. There's a GG. DongRaeGu is just one game away from tying things up here in the grand finals.
Wow, 2-3. So, I mean, DRG still one game away from elimination. HerO still one game away from winning it, but he's feeling his chances of victory start to slip away after losing 2 games in a row to DRG. That confidence that HerO is feeling going into this has got to be flagging just a little bit.